I am not chasing wealth. I am building the internal structure that wealth recognizes and rewards. I am not restless. I am ordered. And order, sustained over time, is the only language that prosperity has ever understood. There is a truth that ambitious people rarely want to hear. Ambition by itself builds nothing. It starts things. It creates movement. It fills a room with energy and makes a person feel alive. But ambition without structure is a fire with no fireplace. It burns bright, it burns fast, and it leaves nothing standing when it is finished. Look at the natural world. A river without banks is a flood. It destroys everything in its path, including itself. But a river with banks, a river given structure, that river carves canyons. It sustains civilizations. It moves with power, precisely because it has been contained. The containment is not the enemy of the power. The containment is the reason the power lasts. This is the spiritual principle that most people miss when they talk about wealth. They believe that desire creates results. It does not. Desire creates motion. Structure creates results. The person who wants more but has no system for managing what they already have is not ready for more. They are ready for a larger version of the same confusion. Every serious spiritual tradition teaches this in its own way. You are not given what you want. You are given what your internal order can sustain. If your inner life is chaos, your outer life will reflect that chaos, no matter how much money passes through your hands. Wealth does not fix a disordered person. It magnifies the disorder. Now let me make this concrete, because this is where the principle becomes expensive to ignore. I have observed a pattern that repeats itself across industries, across cultures, across generations. The people who build wealth and keep it are almost never the most ambitious people in the room. They are the most structured. They are the ones who built a system before they built a fortune. They are the ones who decided how they would handle money before the money arrived, and when it arrived, it had a place to go. The ambitious person says, "I will make $1 million." The structured person says, "When $1 enters my possession, here is exactly where it goes, what percentage is saved, what percentage is invested, what percentage is spent, and what percentage is given." The ambitious person is focused on the destination. The structured person is focused on the architecture of the journey. And it is the architecture, not the destination, that determines whether anything built will still be standing 5 years from now. This is not a criticism of ambition. Ambition matters. But ambition is the spark, not the engine. The engine is your daily financial architecture. It is the decisions you have already made before the pressure of the moment tries to make them for you. A person with structure does not need to debate whether to save or spend. That decision was made months ago, in silence, when there was no emotional pressure. All they do now is execute the structure they already built. That is why disciplined people appear calm around money. It is not because they have more of it. It is because they have already decided what to do with it. The decision is behind them. The anxiety is gone, and what remains is clarity. Two brothers grew up in the same house, same parents, same neighborhood, same education. When they left home, both had the same starting amount of money. It was modest, but it was equal. The first brother was driven. He read every book about success he could find. He talked about his goals constantly. He moved fast. Within 3 years, he had started 2 businesses, bought a car he could not quite afford, and rented an apartment designed to impress. He was earning more than most people his age, and everyone around him believed he was winning. The second brother was quiet. He did not talk about his plans. He took a stable job, not because he lacked ambition, but because he wanted a predictable income while he built something underneath. Every month, he divided his earnings the same way. A fixed amount went to an investment account he never touched. A fixed amount went to an education fund where he paid for courses and books that sharpened his skills. A fixed amount went to living expenses that he kept deliberately below what he could afford. He did this without variation, without excitement, without anyone noticing. 5 years later, the first brother was exhausted. Both businesses had failed, not because the ideas were bad, but because he had scaled ambition on top of disorder. He had spent emotionally. He had hired impulsively. He had expanded before his foundation could support the weight. He was back where he started, but now he was tired and owed people money. The second brother, in the same 5 years, had quietly accumulated enough to buy a small property outright, no mortgage. His investment account had grown steadily. His skills had compounded to the point where he was offered a partnership in a firm that recognized the quality of his mind. He accepted it calmly, the way a person accepts something they prepared for. No one called him ambitious, but everyone eventually called him wise. And the difference between the two brothers was never talent, intelligence, or desire. It was structure. One of them had it. The other had energy in its place. And energy, without a container, always dissipates. Here is the practice. I call it the income architecture. It is not a budget. A budget reacts to what you have spent. This is a predecision about what every dollar will do before it arrives. Take a piece of paper and divide your income into 4 channels. The first channel is protection. This is your savings, your emergency reserve, the money that exists only so that fear never makes your decisions for you. The second channel is growth. This is your investment, your education, the money that is working even when you are resting. The third channel is structure. This is your living expenses, kept deliberately below what you can afford, because margin is what separates a person with money from a person trapped by money. The fourth channel is contribution. This is what you give, not from guilt, but from order, because a person who cannot give from structure will never hold wealth with peace. Assign a percentage to each channel. Write it down. This is not a suggestion. This is your financial constitution. And like any constitution, its power comes from the fact that it was written before the crisis, not during it. When money arrives, it already has instructions. That is structure. And that is how wealth is built by people who keep it. Today, I ask you to do one thing. Take your most recent month of income and write down, honestly, where it went. Not where you wish it went, where it actually went. No categories need to be perfect. Just look at the truth on paper. That single act of honest observation is the beginning of structure. You cannot architect what you have not first examined, and most people have never looked. I am not waiting for wealth to give me order. I am building the order that wealth will recognize. I am not scattered by ambition. I am grounded by structure. I am the kind of person who decides where every resource goes before it arrives, and that decision is not restriction. That decision is freedom. I am not loud about what I am building. I am consistent, and consistency, held inside structure, is the quietest form of power there is. If these words reached something real inside you, share this with one person who needs to hear it. And if this is the first time you are here, stay. There is more to build. This is only the beginning.